The 1980s delivered some of cinema's most beloved and innovative time travel adventures. From comedic romps to philosophical thrillers, this decade perfected the art of temporal storytelling with unforgettable characters and groundbreaking concepts. Let's explore 10 classic time travel sci-fi movies from the 1980s that defined the genre. 10. The Final Countdown, 1980.
Captain, we're down across the board. Antennas check out, but we're off the air.
This $12 million naval thriller earned $23 million worldwide, combining military spectacle with time travel intrigue. The USS Nimitz gets caught in a mysterious storm and transported back to December 6, 1941, one day before Pearl Harbor, creating an impossible moral dilemma for the crew. Kirk Douglas commanded the screen as Captain Yelland, facing the ultimate question: should they intervene in history to prevent tragedy? The film's premise explored predestination versus free will, asking whether changing the past would create worse consequences. The movie's greatest strength lay in its authentic military details, filmed aboard an actual aircraft carrier with real Navy cooperation. The aerial sequences showcasing modern F-14 Tomcats against 1941's skyline created genuine temporal displacement visually. While the resolution felt somewhat anticlimactic, The Final Countdown established many time travel tropes that later films would refine. Its exploration of military ethics and historical responsibility elevated it above typical sci-fi fare. The film's influence can be seen in later military time travel stories, proving that even familiar concepts could generate compelling drama when grounded in realistic detail. 9. Somewhere in Time, 1980. Based on Richard Matheson's novel, this $4 million romantic fantasy earned modest box office returns, but gained devoted cult following through home video. Christopher Reeve starred as a playwright who becomes obsessed with a 1912 photograph of actress Jane Seymour and wills himself back in time through self-hypnosis. The film's approach to time travel through pure mental concentration felt refreshingly different from technological or supernatural methods. Reeve's complete commitment to the romantic fantasy anchored the story's more fantastical elements with genuine emotional weight. Director Janos Schwark created sumptuous period recreation through the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island, where most filming occurred. The location's authentic Victorian atmosphere eliminated the need for extensive set construction while providing gorgeous cinematography. John Barry's sweeping orchestral score became one of cinema's most romantic musical themes, elevating the film's emotional impact significantly. The score's popularity exceeded the film's initial reception, introducing new audiences to the story. Somewhere in Time proved that time travel didn't require elaborate special effects or complex scientific explanations. The film's focus on love transcending temporal boundaries resonated with audiences seeking romantic escapism, establishing it as a beloved classic despite initial commercial disappointment. 8. Millennium, 1989.
I usually find it.
Based on John Varley's story, this $12 million production explored a darker vision of temporal mechanics through its tale of future humans stealing people from doomed flights throughout history. Chris Christopherson played an investigator uncovering the conspiracy, while Cheryl Ladd portrayed a time agent executing the missions. The film's premise suggested that humanity's future depends on harvesting healthy humans from the past before disasters claim them. This morally complex scenario raised questions about survival ethics and temporal intervention that most time travel films avoided. The movie's production design created a believable dying future where environmental collapse has rendered most humans sterile and sickly. The contrast between the vibrant past and decaying future emphasized the stakes of the temporal rescue operation. While the execution sometimes faltered, Millennium's scientific approach to time travel paradoxes showed sophistication beyond typical 1980s sci-fi. The film explored bootstrap paradoxes and timeline corruption with genuine complexity. 7. My Science Project, 1985.
It's some sort of power plant.
I mean, this is generating power and light without...
This $1.2 million teen comedy earned $4 million while delivering a unique spin on time travel through a high school science fair project gone wrong. John Stockwell discovered an alien device that creates temporal rifts, bringing various historical periods into collision at his school. The film's approach mixed typical 1980s teen movie elements with ambitious time travel concepts. Director Jonathan Betuel created genuine chaos as different time periods invaded the present, from dinosaurs to futuristic warriors, all converging on the high school setting. The practical effects work, while budget-constrained, showed creativity in depicting temporal anomalies and historical characters. The film's willingness to embrace absurdity over scientific accuracy made it more entertaining than many bigger-budget attempts. Dennis Hopper provided memorable support as the eccentric science teacher who understood the device's true nature. His performance anchored the film's more outlandish moments with genuine character development. 6 Flight of the Navigator, 1986.
Sit down, Navigator. You have the information I required.
Disney's $9 million family adventure earned $18 million and created one of the decade's most charming time travel stories. Joey Kramer played David Freeman, a 12-year-old who disappears in 1978 and reappears 8 years later, unchanged, having been abducted by a friendly alien spacecraft. The film's approach to time displacement through alien intervention provided a fresh angle on familiar abduction themes. David's struggle to reconnect with his now older family created genuine emotional stakes beyond the sci-fi elements. The Trimaxion drone ship, voiced by Paul Rubens, became an iconic spacecraft design through its sleek, organic appearance and playful personality. The ship's ability to navigate through time and space by reading David's memories created a unique partnership. Director Randall Kleiser balanced family-friendly adventure with legitimate sci-fi concepts, never talking down to younger audiences. The film's exploration of loss, change, and growing up resonated across age groups. Flight of the Navigator's influence extends to later family sci-fi films that combine adventure with emotional depth. Its success proved that time travel stories could appeal to children without sacrificing intelligence or heart, establishing a template for Disney's future sci-fi productions. 5. The Philadelphia Experiment, 1984. Based on alleged military experiments, this $6 million thriller earned $8 million while exploring the darker implications of time displacement. Michael Paré starred as a 1943 sailor transported to 1984 when a Navy invisibility experiment goes wrong. The film grounded its time travel premise in pseudo-scientific military research, lending credibility to fantastic elements. The story's connection to actual conspiracy theories about government experiments added an extra layer of intrigue for audiences. Director Stuart Raffel created effective fish-out-of-water scenarios as the 1940s sailor struggled to understand 1984's technology and social changes. The culture clash provided both comedy and drama while exploring how much society had changed. The movie's production design effectively contrasted the two time periods, from the authentic 1943 naval sequences to the neon-soaked 1980s settings. The visual differences emphasized the protagonist's displacement and confusion. While not achieving classic status, the Philadelphia Experiment influenced later military time travel stories and conspiracy thrillers. Its approach to time travel as accidental military experiment rather than intentional invention provided a template for more grounded temporal fiction that felt plausible despite fantastic elements. 4. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, 1989.
Dude, this is a totally deep hole. Yeah!
This $8.5 million comedy earned $40 million and revolutionized time travel films through its irreverent humor and optimistic worldview. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter played slacker teenagers who must pass their history report or face separation, leading to a time-traveling adventure across historical periods. The film's genius lay in treating time travel as a tool for education rather than world-changing adventure. Bill and Ted's interactions with historical figures created comedy through anachronism while actually teaching history lessons to audiences. George Carlin's Rufus provided the perfect guide character, delivering exposition with deadpan humor that never felt forced. The film's Future Society, where Bill and Ted's music creates world peace, offered wonderfully absurd stakes for the adventure. Director Stephen Herrick maintained perfect comedic timing throughout the historical sequences, from Napoleon at the bowling alley to Socrates at the mall. Each historical figure received distinct characterization despite limited screen time. 3. The Terminator, 1984. James Cameron's $6.4 million masterpiece earned $78 million and redefined both time travel and action cinema. The film's premise of machines sending an assassin back to kill the mother of humanity's future savior created perfect thriller stakes while exploring temporal paradoxes. Arnold Schwarzenegger's iconic performance as the relentless cyborg created one of cinema's most memorable villains. His mechanical delivery and unstoppable presence made the Terminator genuinely terrifying, establishing the template for future android antagonists. The film's low-budget origins forced creative solutions that enhanced rather than limited the storytelling. Cameron's guerrilla filmmaking techniques created authentic urban environments while the practical effects work brought the cyborg to life convincingly. The Terminator's exploration of predestination versus free will added philosophical depth to the action sequences. The question of whether the future can be changed or is inevitable became central to the film's emotional core. 2. Groundhog Day, 1993.
I'm a god.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god.
He's out of his gourd.
While technically from 1993, this film emerged from 1980s development and represents the decade's comedic sensibilities. Bill Murray's $14.6 million vehicle earned $70 million and created the template for time loop stories that continues influencing modern cinema. Murray played Phil Connors, a cynical weatherman trapped reliving the same day in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. The film's brilliant premise allowed exploration of personal growth, morality, and the meaning of life through repetitive comedy that never felt repetitive to audiences. Director Harold Ramis balanced existential philosophy with laugh-out-loud comedy, creating a film that worked on multiple levels. The movie's approach to temporal mechanics through mysterious circumstances rather than scientific explanation kept focus on character development. Groundhog Day's perfect blend of comedy and depth established it as both entertainment and art. The film proved that time travel stories could explore profound themes while remaining accessible and entertaining, creating a template for intelligent comedy that remains unmatched. 1. Back to the Future, 1985.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Robert Zemeckis' $19 million masterpiece earned $381 million worldwide and became the definitive time travel adventure. Michael J. Fox's Marty McFly and Christopher Lloyd's Doc Brown created cinema's most beloved time-traveling duo through their journey to 1955 in a DeLorean time machine. The film's genius lay in its perfect balance of comedy, adventure, and heart. The story of Marty accidentally interfering with his parents' first meeting created personal stakes that audiences could understand while delivering spectacular entertainment. Alan Silvestri's soaring score and the DeLorean's iconic design became instantly recognizable cultural symbols. The film's attention to period detail in both 1985 and 1955 settings created authentic environments that enhanced rather than distracted from the story. The movie's exploration of family relationships, personal growth, and the consequences of our actions elevated it beyond simple adventure fare. Marty's journey to ensure his parents fall in love while avoiding temporal paradoxes created perfect dramatic tension. These classics prove the 1980s perfected time travel storytelling through unforgettable characters and innovative concepts. Which 1980s time travel adventure deserves a modern sequel? Subscribe for more nostalgic cinema deep dives.